Welcome, everybody, to NorCal Sports Network. We are live tonight, August 8th, 2024, and the Giants are over 500. Wow. What can you say? What a game as they tried to give it away today. Camilo Doval, and we'll get into this. Lou Marston will be joining us shortly, but welcome everybody as this Giants road trip, 5-2. They did what they had to do, guys. I thought they'd split in Washington, and they pulled it off. So got to give the Gents credit for a big victory. And let's get started, guys. The Giants win it in extras today. What was the final? 9-5? I think so. Yeah, they get 4 in the 10th. Giants actually scored 7 runs in their final 2 at-bats. Was that it? I'm trying to remember. Didn't they go up 5-2 in the 9th? Let me double check here. I got to pull up the box score, guys. Doing all this controls by myself. I'm like the Wizard of Oz here behind the curtain, pulling strings. You know, quiet. Okay. Let me get to the box score today and pull that up. And we will do that here shortly. Let me just pull up the Giants box score. We'll get right to it, guys. Here we go. Lou should be in any moment, but all right, box score today. Giants, Tyler Fitzgerald, 2 for 5. Conforto, 2 for 4. But the star of the day, Mark Canha. That's right, Mark Canha. Melvin gets tossed in the first inning, and the guy that he wanted shows up today in a big way in the 9th inning with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Mark Canha gets the big hit, and we welcome in Lou. Welcome, Lou.
Hey, guys. How are you?
All right. We're just going over the box score today here and talking about the stars of the game. It was Mark Canha today, and it was Conforto with the big hit in the 10th. Fitzgerald with a couple of knocks today, and he's batting .314, but it was a 13-hit attack, and I think they were like 5 for 20 or 5 for 21 with runners. 5 for 21. 5 for 21 with better than 1 for 14. At least 5 for 21 is, what is that? Is that right at close to 250, just under 250? What is that?
Better than our average.
5 for 21 is 238. Yeah. So, but yes, this was a game today, guys, that Giants 9th inning, they score 3 runs on the big Canha hit that turned out to be a double as he took second on the throw coming in, and then the ball gets away, which allows the third runner to score from third. I mean, and then it all happened in that, and then Camilo Doval, what can you say? 2 outs, 2 strikes. Unbelievable. Blows the save. And you just got to say, you got to consider taking him out of that spot. Not just consider, but strongly consider it. So this was a disaster. And then somehow in the 10th inning, they get the ghost runner in Carcianone at second, ground ball to short, hard hit. Abrams hurries his throw instead of planting. He spins and throws off balance a little bit, and he's offline, throws it up the third baseline toward home plate. Third baseman for Washington, whoever that was. Who was that? That was Vargas. Yeah. Vargas had to lunge for it and came back. He did get the tag on him, but Encarnacion just got his fingertips on the bag. Otherwise, I think the Giants might have lost that game. Had that throw, Lou, been on target, I don't think they score.
Had everything. I mean, the first inning, the Giants are about to score a dozen. There's a questionable strike call. Our manager gets thrown out of the game again.
Oh, that was the worst call. Usually.
And it was bad. I will give them that. That wasn't even close.
That was awful.
The ninth. I mean, this is a game that might have been the craziest game of the year, but maybe this is a sign the Giants are starting to get breaks, because to tell you the truth, I never thought, even up 3, that we were going to win that game until it was over.
I kind of felt that way a little bit too, Lou. When he hit the home run, I was like, not surprised. And then I thought, there's no way they're going to win it. The Nationals have their top of the order coming up.
Yeah, they had 9-1-2 and everything.
Yeah. And then when I saw the first play, the ground ball, I go, oh, man, they just ran themselves out of their runner in scoring position. He's going to be out. And now you got one out, man on first. And I'm thinking Nationals are going to walk it off 6-5. Giants aren't going to score. And they almost didn't score.
Yeah, that was a clutch hit. And Dan, I got to give you credit, because it was either the night of the trade deadline or the following day. You said on the air, Canada's going to have one game, and Farhan's going to look like a genius. You said he'll have one good game, and today he was the difference.
He was today.
That double down the line, it was like off his fist, but they had this shipped over. It was right down the first base line. And then, of course, they did the Little League, where they overthrew everything again.
Yeah.
But, with that weather conditions, I think today was really a gut check. And, this could have turned the whole season around if the Giants would have lost. But, they got the win. I thought it was probably the biggest win of the season, considering everything.
Yeah, it was a huge win. And I think what this does, Atlanta lost.
Yep.
The
San Diego won again, 3 runs in the 9th. Incredible.
They did it again. Padres pull it off again. So we got the Padres winning. Arizona is playing right now. In fact, let's check out what the score is in that game here. Let's go to the scoreboard here. MLB scores.
And the Mets won.
The Mets did win. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, they're at Colorado.
All right. Diamondbacks, Phillies, 1-1 in the top half of the 6th. So I don't know who is.
Yeah, so that's a big 4-game series, Philly at the Diamondbacks.
Who's pitching for the the Diamondback? Oh, Jordan Montgomery. Whoa. He's been awful this year. Look at his ERA, 6.
Yeah, but Philly's been horrible recently. I think Philly, they won last night, but they're like 3-11. They have the worst record since the All-Star the trade deadline.
Wow.
But they'll come around.
So, but getting back to the scoreboard here with the out-of-town scores, Tigers are coming in tomorrow night. They're not a bad club. They're not. If you looked at them in the standings, they'd only be 2 games or so behind the Giants.
Yeah,
2.5.
Keeps it every game.
Let's see. Phillies, Diamondbacks, we just mentioned. The Giants, obviously. The Brewers whack the Braves. Brewers are playing really good ball right now. They're contending for the top record in the National League. Look, they're 65-49, and the Phillies are 68-46.
Correct.
That's only like 2 games that they're behind. And Cincinnati won pretty big tonight, so they're on the Giants' tail.
And this is on the road. Milwaukee's tough at home.
Yeah.
In that ballpark.
And Blue Jays beat the Orioles, and the Rays take it to St. Louis. Wow. So
Yankees lose again.
Wow. So looking at the standings, I don't know if these have been updated. Let me see if the Giants wild card. They should be 2.5 if they're updated. 3. Why is that 3? Oh, because the Mets. Look at that. Look at that, Lou.
Yeah, because Atlanta's dropped down. They're not in first place anymore.
Look at that. So the Giants didn't even gain a full game today.
No.
I thought but see, this is why guys, this is why I said it's really tough for the Giants to leapfrog, because they only gained a half a game today because the Mets won. So now the problem becomes, if the Braves win and the Mets lose, you only gain a half game there. Now, you instead of 3, you move to 2.5. But if the Giants lose, which they will lose here at some point, and these other teams win, you don't want to fall back to that 4.5, 5 games out again. You've gained 2 games over the last 3 days or so. You moved from 5 out, or was the max? They were 4.5 out, I think, the most.
Yeah.
So they've gained a game and a half, but they are still
7-3, and the Padres and Diamondbacks are 8-2. So they've lost a game to them in the standings.
Right. And the Mets are 6-4, so they've only gained a game on them. The biggest ground they've made up is 3 games on Atlanta. That's where they've got a shot. And now you got it right in front of you. You've also gained 2 games on St. Louis. You've gained 3 on the Pirates, and you've gained a game on Chicago in the last 10, and Cincinnati. So you've done your work. You can't help what San Diego and Arizona are doing, or the Mets. You really can't help what any of these teams are doing, but you can beat the teams you're playing, and you beating up on the Nationals and the Reds. And now you've got to take care of business on this homestand. You've got to beat Detroit at least 2 of 3, at minimum split with Atlanta. Ideally you sweep them, but let's be realistic. If you can take 3 out of 4 against Atlanta, you're right there. You're right there. So it should be very interesting, Lou. But this is when it gets down to it. I mean, and this is where the Giants have to make their move, right? I mean, August
and summer, correct.
And this month, we've looked at September. It's brutal. This month, it's a patsy schedule for the most part. If there's ever a month to have a patsy schedule, it's right now. This is why blowing games early on in the year and not playing certain guys early on in the year cost you 4 or 5 games, in my opinion.
All comes back to haunt you.
Yeah, 4 or 5 games. Imagine if the Giants had won. Hey, you know what? Let's just go to the ridiculous. They're 59-58. Let's say they won 3 of the other games. They didn't blow 3 games. Out. If they won 3 games instead of, the games they blew and just sitting around, they would be 62-55. 62-55
in the playoffs.
They would be tied with the Mets at 62-55. Okay. So that's the difference of those 3 games, because the Mets are 61-50. And you know what? Every team can say that too. Okay. I understand it. Every team could say, well, we blew a couple games here and there. So your record is who you are. Right now, the Giants are 1 game over 500. You've got to grow on this. I really think, yeah, Mark, exactly. They won games they shouldn't have also. It plays out. You are who you are, pretty much. The old saying, you are what your record says you are. It's pretty much it. The Giants have been a mid team all year. Not the worst team, not the best team, but stranger things have happened. I've been around baseball a long time. Teams have made late runs. I've mentioned on this show many times, in 1987, Giants were 53-55, which is what this team was as well. And they took off. But that team won 90 games. They went like 38-17 or something like that, 37-17. They played crazy ball. I think they went 37-17. So 50, they were 90-72. They went from 53-55 to 90-72. The
Dan,
Giants.
I think the next 12 games is the season.
Yeah.
I
What's the
think
next
they got
12?
at least go 7-5 minimum, 8-4. I mean, they got 3 against Detroit at home,
right.
4 at home against Atlanta,
and 2 in Oakland,
2 in Oakland, and then 3 against the White Sox.
So you basically have 7 plus 2, 9, and 3, 12. You basically have kind of like a 12-game homestand, even though it's 2 in Oakland. Because look, even though that's in Oakland, that when I say home, I'm talking there's no advantage for the A's really other than they bat last, because this is like a home game in the sense that your routine isn't too different other than you're not walking into your own clubhouse and getting ready for the game. You're taking a short little bus ride over. And
Giants never play that well there. I probably have gone to 5 games and they always seem to lose like 3-0, 2-1. Yeah. They struggle for some reason over in Oakland.
Yeah. So it should be very interesting to say the least. Hey guys, by the way, forgot to mention at the start of the show, we are NorCal Sports Network on, obviously, here on YouTube and on X, formerly Twitter, but we're also on Instagram, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. So make sure you give us a like out there. Hey, Robert Boyd's in the house, a member. We shout out to Robert Boyd, a member. Thank you, Robert, for being a member. Boy. Also want to thank our other member, Mark Graves, who's in the house. And Mark Graves is always here. Robert and Mark, welcome and thank you for all the work you do and putting in time for this show. And Matthew, another one who's monitoring the chat. So we welcome those guys. We welcome everybody. Aaron's in here. Oh, great Little League game on ESPN right now. Oh, gosh, maybe I should go watch that. Who's playing, Aaron? I love Little League baseball. Is it in Williamsport or is it one of the finals, regional finals, Aaron? I haven't actually looked up. How about Big Al? Remember Big Al? I hit dingers. This is Big Al, and I hit dingers. I saw something on him today, and he's grown up, and he hit a dinger. It looked like in high school or something, some kind of league. And he was this big chubby kid as a 12-year-old, and he's actually he's not big at all. He's kind of a small kid. Washington versus Idaho, Mark Gray says. Oh, wow. That's great. That's the Northwest Regionals. Washington and Idaho, those are 2 states right next to each other. Who's playing? Is it like Spokane or is it Seattle and where from Idaho?
Coeur d'Alene.
I lived up in Idaho, and I'm wondering what part of Idaho. Winner goes to Williamsport, game in San Bernardino. Okay. You know what? I'll tell you a story. As a kid growing up, Little League, not my team, my brother's team. My oldest brother was playing Little League, and it was Concord, California. It was Concord American. We had 2 leagues, Concord American, Concord National. But back on that team, Concord American, this was back in, let's see, he was born in 57. So it would have been in late 60s, like 69, summer of 69, I think.
Yeah, Brian Adams.
Yeah, he was playing. It was single elimination back then. And so you couldn't lose. Some of these tournaments now in Little League, you can lose a game and still advance. So they won like 11 or 12 games in California, and they were playing Santa Clara to get to the finals. And the winner got to go to the San Bernardino to the Western Regionals. So this was just for California. And I think it might have just been Northern California. So all these different cities playing. Pitching on my brother's team was Tom Candiotti, and pitching for Santa Clara was Carney Lansford. 1969. Carney Lansford, Tom Candiotti. They both went on to be really good major league players. Santa Clara won that game that day 1-0. And Santa Clara would go on to play was the U.S. champion that year and went on to lose to Taiwan. Back when Taiwan was, I think, playing 15-year-olds. They were tough.
Dan, you know what? The Little League World Series, that was what summer was about. Wide world of sports.
Yeah.
You had the Little League World Series. It was basically in prime time. I mean, that was part of growing up. That was when you knew you almost had to go back to school, but it was so unique. USA, I think we lost, 26 in a row? Like either Korea or Taiwan won every year.
Yes.
And then we finally beat them, and it was like a holiday. It was so unbelievable. Right. And if you guys have never seen it, the crowd at these Little League World Series are unbelievable.
Little League is so fun, and it's
it's part of America growing up.
Little League is great. Joey Bart gets a home run today again. Oh, I posted something about Joey Bart on Twitter. I think that was the home run today. He hit I think he's up to 8. Wow. I'll tell you what, that was not a good trade. Just getting rid of Bart for nothing. But I want to get into this deal with the Giants here because this is their shot to really make a move. I hope they don't do this thing where they play great all of a sudden on the road and then come home and choke. They got a 7-game homestand with the Tigers and the Braves. Now, wouldn't it be just like the Giants to pull a 2 for 5 at home after they dominated home all year, stunk up the road? It would be just like the Giants I know, this team, to pull a 2-5 trip. And hopefully that's not the case, but we'll see. I mean, the key to this team right now, it appears to be it appears to me to be 3 guys offensively. It's Fitzgerald, Chapman, and Ramos, and Conforto's contributing as well. Those 4 guys have kind of all had good road trips. Matt Chapman. What did Chapman do today again? What was his line? Was he?
Hey, Dan, while you're looking that up, you got to remember Atlanta just got torpedoed at home, and they got to go to Colorado for 3. So one of 2 things going to happen. Colorado can play them tough, and their pitching staff has nothing when they come see us for the 4.
Right.
Or their offense gets healthy. So, the Giants are getting everything they want. Atlanta's going to be in Colorado before. They're not playing
That's a great point, Lou. They are going to their bats either wake up or they get blitzed. It could be a combination of both.
Yeah.
But, if you're a Giants fan, which we all are, you would hope that the Giants actually, that the Braves get lit up and they got to go deep into their bullpen and their bullpen's tired, and then they come here for a 4-game series. The pitching matchups will be interesting. I don't know. I know Charlie Morton pitched, I think today he got shellacked, so he will probably be pitching Tuesday. Let me just look and see, because that's going to be a series, guys. And by the way, we're going to get into this in a little bit. We've got to sell those final 30 tickets for the raffle, guys. If you guys, we were going to maybe draw on this tonight. I don't know. What do you think, Lou? Should we draw on it or push it back another night?
Whatever you do, Dan. Hey, just so you know, Monday's game is Snell against Sale. Those are the pitching matchups.
Whoa, that last year's Cy Young versus maybe this year's Cy Young. That's
Yeah.
going to be a duel. Wow, Snell against Sale. Wow.
So tomorrow night we have Ray, Webb, Birdsong against Detroit, and then it goes Snell, Harrison, Ray, and Webb.
So Webb's going Saturday?
No, he's going Saturday.
That means Thursday it's Webb versus Freed. That's a good matchup too.
You
the
are
pitching
correct,
matchups of the bookend Monday and Thursday are fantastic pitching matchups. You're talking 4 elite pitchers. Chris Sale against Blake Snell, and then on Thursday, Max Fried and Logan Webb. Wow. That's going to be something.
You hear it first on NorCal Sports Network.
There we go. So, guys, we've got 4 tickets available to be won in a drawing for next Wednesday night, the 14th. No, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, because we need
6
to know.
days.
Now, Dan, if they don't want to go to the batting practice, that's fine. I'll make sure they get the tickets, but, we do need to know sooner than later.
Yeah, guys,
so I
look
can
at this.
check with the Giants and tell them, hey, this is what we need. Here's the name. Let's take care of them.
Hold on here. Am I muted? Okay, I'm good now, right?
Yep.
Hit the wire. Okay, these squares need to be updated. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 of them here that need to be filled. My crack staff that has been busy. I don't have the on my computer to download those names, but I've got them written down right here. I've got Spencer for 5 numbers, Mark Graves for 63, Dylan at 13 and 43, and then I'm going to pick 3 numbers right now for let me see. Hold on here. I'm going to pull that up. Get to my email. I've got 3 numbers for Richard. Yeah, Richard in the chat. Richard Cookerly. Is he in here tonight? Have anybody seen Richard? I'm just looking for. If you're out here, Richard, let me know. Hey, here's a name I haven't seen for a while. I don't know if where did it go? I just saw a name in the chat. Lou. Is that a new subscriber, new listener? Welcome.
Yeah, I've never seen that guy's name.
Name Lou. Welcome. By the way, guys, hit the like button if you haven't already. It helps with the algorithms. Hit the subscribe button if you're watching, and helps that again too. Helps us grow the channel and helps us to get more content out as well, because then I can get more people involved with helping out with things. I'm looking for some numbers. Somebody sent me. Okay, Richard needs 3 numbers. Let's pick Richard 3 numbers, Lou. What should we pick for him?
Why don't you go 60, 70, and 80?
80's taken.
Okay.
90's not.
Yeah, go 60, 70, and 90. So then that whole outside road's taken.
All right. Because 80's taken by Spencer. Okay, 60, 70, and 90 are going to Spencer. All right. That row's gone. So we've got 49's gone. So we got 39, 59, 79, and 89 available. We have 18, 48, 68, 98 available. And then looks like we've got 37, 57 available. 36, Gaylord Perry, for some reason, still available. 36, 46, 56, 76. Spirit of 76, 86 and 96. They're right down the middle. And we've got 45, 65, and 75 available. And then we've got 14s taken by Spencer. We got 64. 74 is taken by Spencer. And we got 84 and 94 available. And then we have 13. 43s taken. 63s taken. 73s available. And then in the second to the left column, we've got 72, 82, and 92. 82's taken by Spencer. 72 and 92. And then it looks like we've just got 51 and 91. I don't know how many that was. Let's see. 51 and 91, that's 2, right? Lou, help me out here. 51 and 91. I got it. All right. And then we got 72 and 92, that's 4.
Yep.
We got 13. Oh, wait. 13 and 43 are both taken. So that's Dylan. So 13 and 43 are taken.
So it's just 63 and 73?
63 is taken. Just 73. So we got 5 numbers there.
Yep.
14 is taken. 64 is available. 74 is taken. 84 and 94. 64, 84, 90.
All right.
94. So how many is that? 8 now?
That's 8.
Okay, so we go to the number 5 column, right? Are we on the 5th column?
Yep.
We got only 8 in the first 4 columns available. Did I do that right?
Yep.
63, 64, 64, yeah. 74 is taken. That's right. Okay. So in the 5 column, we've got 45 and 65 and 75 available. So that's 11, right? Am I right? 3 numbers there?
Yep. I got
11.
It.
All right. The
I got 11
column,
so far.
6 column, we got 36, 46, 56, 76, 86, and 96. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4,
17.
5, 6. So we got 17. In the 7 column, we got, I'm just looking here on my sheet, 37's available. 57 is available. And okay. Hey, wait a minute. I wrote Spencer down. We gave 60. Hold on a second here. The numbers I gave you, I said were for, no, I wrote Spencer. It's Richard. I wrote Richard. Hold on. I wrote the name down wrong. Richard C. Okay. So what column am I on? 7?
What? Yeah, it's 7 right now.
Okay, so 37 and 57 are available.
Yep.
That's 19 now.
Yep.
And then we got 18 available. 48 is available. 68 is available. And 98.
All right. 23.
All right. And then we've got 39 is available. 59. 79, and 89. That's it.
That's it, because the whole outside.
Yeah.
Whole outside. Yeah. So
Yeah.
27.
27, guys. That's 27 squares. If we sold them for 15, that's $405. If we sell them for 10, that's $270.
Or we don't sell them. We just pick a number of somebody that somebody has it.
I'm willing to sell them for $10 tonight. Anybody who wants, I don't care if anybody wants to buy them all. They want to win the. No, we shouldn't do that. That makes it unfair, really. Maximum 10 numbers. You can have a 10% chance of winning if you have 10 numbers, right? I don't know how that works. It might be a little higher based on, well, it's just luck. Yeah, so I guess that would be 10%. But Ryan Dinesh, Dan, do you think Conforto stays if he plays this well at a steady pace? I don't know. I don't know what the Giants will do on that. I don't know what Conforto's thinking. I think Conforto would rather go to an organization where he feels like he can play every day. And if he gets into a little slump, he still gets to play. Doesn't happen here. But then again, maybe he likes it here. I don't know. What else do we got? So anybody want any? I don't see Ben. Is Ben in the chat here? I haven't seen anything. Okay. I just had to look down. So anyway, I'd love to just get these things sold tonight and raise money for what it was intended to do is help this family.
Yeah, it's not us. Did you see Kitchen Hanley says, I do have $100 sitting in my Venmo. Tell him, hey, tonight only, we'll give him 7 for the 100 instead of 105, or make some kind of deal if he spends full 100.
$100. What's that? 100 divided by. Let me see. Divided by 6. He can normally get 6 would buy you 9. 7 would give you 105.
Yeah. Or we can just keep what we have and we'll just give what we have for the charity. We just won't fill it up. Not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I'd do a deadline. So this way, we can get the person's email. We can send him the tickets. I am right in my phone. All you have to do is to get an MLB app.
Ballpark app.
Email. You
need the ballpark app, though. Lou, you got to get the MLB ballpark app.
Oh, MLB ballpark app. Sorry.
It looks like. Oops. Can you guys see it right there at the top?
We only have the drawing.
Oh, on my phone, right there at the top, ballpark app. See it? MLB ballpark. So, looks. Oh,
it switched over.
Yeah, mine did too. Yeah. So it's like, good evening, Dan. Yep, ballpark app. It just you get all your tickets on there. And what's great about the MLB ballpark app is you can actually get tickets for any game. Oh, here we go. We just got more squares. Hold on here, Spencer. It's Kitchen Handy.
For the charity, yeah. He was the one that had the Hunsky. I like it.
Wait a minute.
Step up there.
Is Kitchen Handy? That's different. Wait a minute. Hold on here. Hey, Spencer, or Kitchen Handy, is that? Didn't you pay for 5 squares the other night? 80, 14, 49, 82, and 74. Is that the same, Spencer? Let me know. I think it is. Yes. Okay. So let's he just sent, let's give him 6 more squares?
Give him a 7th. God, we're only losing $5. That's fine.
All right. I just got another one.
Hey, good job, chat.
I just got 2 more come in.
There we go.
72 and 73 for Cliff and Kelly. I think that's Cliff Martinez. Yes. Cliff and Kelly.
Become a big game.
72 and 73. Cliff and Kelly. All right. And then 5 more for Kitchen Handy. You got random numbers or you want me? Yeah, I got you, Cliff. 72 and 73. Okay.
Why is he Kitchen Handy? Is he a chef? Does he own a restaurant?
So we're going to give him, but that would give him more than the 10 numbers. Let's see. Well, he bought, 15. Well, you know what? Heck, he paid. Let's do it. We'll give him 7 more. 105. Anybody who wants to buy more, you can. You can go up to as high as 12. That's where we're at. 7. 105. 6 times 15 is 90. 6 times 15 times 7, 105. Okay. I work on every piece of kitchen equipment. Oh, okay. Get it. Kitchen Handy.
Like it.
He says, pick them, Lou. Go ahead. Pick them. You got the numbers that are available. I'll write them down right here on the sheet, and then we'll fill this thing up. What do you got, Lou?
What was the one that had the 6? That was, I like to take a whole row. Why don't we go to like row 6?
36, 46, 56, 76, 86, and 96?
Yeah.
Okay. He gets Gaylord. That's 6, though, right? 36. Let me just make sure I don't have doubles. I don't have 36 or 46, 56, 76, 86, or 96. Okay. So Kitchen Handy. Kitchen. And pick one more. 36.
Lucky number 13.
46. Oh, 13, I think was it taken? Let me check. 46. Hold on. 56, 76, 86, 96. All right. Let me see if there's any more that have come in. Ben Bamboo, if you're out there, he was going to get one.
And Dan, we're still going the 4 tickets, right? We're not going to go 2 and 2.
I don't know how to. I got to figure out how to do these polls on YouTube. I'm not good at
Oh, yeah, just go 4. That's fine. They can always invite somebody who's in the city. Not a big deal.
Do you guys want to do 2 drawings with 2 winners of 2 tickets, or do you guys want to do 4 as we originally said we would do? I mean, I would think some people would want to do 4 and some would want to do 2 because they only have 2, but some might want to. One thing we don't want is we don't want a guy who only goes for 2 and then sells the other 2. You know, that would be kind of.
Yeah, just do 4. Make it easy.
No, I mean, I don't want someone to win 4 and they they can only use 2 and then they take the other 2 and sell them. That would be kind of not cool. Hey, look, whoever wins the 4 tickets, if you only have 2 that can go, let Lou know so Lou can use one of those seats. He can go to the game and you can sit with Lou. Okay? They're his seats. If you are a winner of 4 seats and you get down to it and you definitely can't use all 4, let us know and Lou can actually go to the game himself. Okay. That way you could sit right there with that man right there. Big Lou. Look at that. Let's make him bigger. Look at that. There he is. Lou Marston. The man, the legend, the guy who put up the 4 seats for all of this to happen, which is awesome. So we've just added 8 numbers. What did we have before? 27?
27. So we're
down
down
to
to
19. 19 seats available, guys. 19. And you know where you're sitting? We brought this up on the show many times, but your seats are right here with a red arrow.
So
That's
the arrow
seat
is
8.
on seat 8. We have seats 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're right on the dugout.
Yeah, you're closer to the dugout. And if you've ever seen the interviews of the players, like the other night when they did Blake Snell and they've done a couple other people, they always interview them. The player is standing right there, right at the edge of the dugout on the top step, right, Lou? They're kind of standing there or not maybe the top step right below it or something. Not sure, but okay, so we'll get back to these squares, guys. And if you don't know the cause, you know what? I'll do this. Hold on. Let me do this. I'm going to show you guys something. Hold on one sec here.
And Dan, what I would do too is I would show people how we're picking this the number, because that was a while back where you showed everybody.
Oh yeah, yes. Hold on one second here. I want to pull up. Where's my search button? Come on. Search here. All right, guys, here's what we're raising the money for. And again, NorCal Sports gets not a dime of this. All right, this is what we're doing. 51 donations. You could see some of the donations. I think I've already paid a couple squares myself. Let me see, I thought I paid 3 of them. Hold on here. Is this up on the thing right now?
Yeah, we just have the squares.
Oh, you're only seeing the squares?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on here. Let me stop this. Let me go to present. Share screen. Hold on. Let me go to this. Present. I wanted to share what we're raising the money for, guys. Okay, this is.
There it is.
Okay, the little boy there. He looks. Gosh, what is he? 3, maybe 4. I don't know if it's an older picture, but the lady there is the one was his mother, and she passed away
in her sleep.
Only in her 30s, I believe. Yeah, on June 19th. So woken by a call from my brother, Jeremy. His fiancee, Megan, had passed away in her sleep. She was 32. She'd been fighting a seizure disorder, and she had a heart issues, and we believe one of those was the cause, but it will take time to get confirmation. Her wishes to be cremated and for a private family service, which would be held at a later time. Megan leaves behind son Elijah, 4, and was, she was 3 months pregnant. My goodness. Oh, how sad. To make matters worse, the following day, their 7-month-old puppy, Nezuko, also died unexpectedly. As a former vet assistant, I knew something wasn't right, and we were on our way to the vet. She declined rapidly on the way, and I gave her CPR the last few miles, but was unable to save her. Nez was Elijah's best friend, and in a short time, I knew her. She gave great comfort in an impossible situation. So the little boy's lost his mother, and then the dog in a matter of a day or two. Oh my goodness. Any additional funds here? We're looking at first to find a new friend for Elijah. He lost his mother and best friend within 36 hours. We want to help him find some source of comfort he may understand. Any additional funds will directly benefit Elijah's future needs. Jeremy had no life insurance on Megan as their wedding date wasn't until August 13th. And as a stay-at-home mom, he didn't understand just how much that would cost to replace for care for Elijah if it was ever needed. So this is what we are trying to raise money for, guys.
And Dan, do you see who the last donation is? The latest donation?
John Perryman?
Donate now?
Yeah, John Perryman.
The first name below it?
Oh, that's me, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I paid directly for...
No, I just wanted... I mean, you say you donate and there's proof.
Yeah, I think I paid 3 different times because I bought... Let me see. I better be in there 3 times.
Yeah, 3 different squares.
Because I got 3 squares. Let me just make sure. Otherwise, I owe money. There's 45. Oh, I have 4 squares.
There you go. Right. 45 and the 15.
Yeah, I have 4 squares. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I bought a 5th. That's right. I bought 3 originally at 45, and then I bought a 4th one. Okay. So there's proof that there's my 4 squares, guys. That's actually kind of good that that's up there. So, guys, a lot of people, I know Vince Russo, who knows the family well, he put in a big donation. So let me see. I think I saw Vince's donation there. Look at Vince's right there. See that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, let's see if we can be the biggest donator. Right now, my Venmo account has, let me take a look. Hey, Buster, stop it. Hey, Buster, where you at? Knock it off. Buster boy's behind me. He's licking his paws. Venmo, come on. Oh, there we go. Venmo has hold on. Oh, okay. Yeah. How many squares are left? 19?
19. We just did 8.
Hold on. Let me do my math. 19.
So that'd be 81, Dan, we've sold.
19 times 15 is 285. $285.
1215 you should have approximately. 1, but you got to remember, you also donated already, so that's less 60. You should have like 1155. I went to high school 8 years. The only class I passed all the time was math.
285. I think a couple other people might have paid me some extra money into Venmo
or Zelle. I remember.
I mean Zelle, because I might have to transfer. Somebody paid me Zelle the other night. I don't remember who it was, and I can't remember. what it was because I got to transfer that. Because right now, my Venmo account, because I don't touch, is showing 1,065 in it. So that means 1,065. Hold on.
Yeah, 6 other squares, 15 apiece.
Yeah, 1,065 plus my 45 is 1,110. And if we sell the other 19, that's 285. So that means I'm 105 short. That's seven squares. So somebody must have paid me. I know Will B
Probably
paid
Venmo,
me
not a big deal.
Directly, not
That's
Venmo.
right, Joe Schmo.
So I will add once they're all sold up, I will add the 105 and then.
And Dan, I loved Aaron's. Aaron lost what he quoted.
Oh, if he wins?
Yeah.
I'll donate my tickets to Matos, Wizenhunt, Eldridge, and McRae so they can make it to San Francisco without having to worry about foreign call. That's funny. Could you imagine all 4 of those guys sitting in the stands right there, right, talking to their teammates? That's hilarious.
So, Dan, I think what we should do is maybe tomorrow, or maybe show them what the numbers are, and tomorrow we do it. That gives people the weekend and a couple days to make sure they can make the game.
Yes. And you know what? Let me pull up that.
And if you guys have friends that might be interested,
Right. Let me pull up that other thing.
All we ask in return is have fun and take photos, and then send the photos to NorCal Sports so we can put them up with you in the front row, and maybe we'll do this next year if there's another good event, another charity.
Yeah, and guys, when we do the winner, this is what we're going to do live on the show right here. You guys see that? This is 1 through 100, and I'm just going to go to the wheel and hit it, random number. What's by range and then by formula? What's that mean? Let's see what this one does.
You were the one that thought of this. I'm not sure.
Where do I hit? Interval. What am I hitting? You guys are seeing this? Okay. I'm trying to figure out what I hit. In one? Oh, no. Hit the spin right in the middle.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Dodo head. There we go. This is a practice run, not the real thing. Well, who would have won that?
68. That's the guy that just did it. The kitchen guy.
He didn't get 68. He got. I think 68 might still be available.
Oh, then I can't remember. He got.
I don't know. Maybe. You know what? I'll have to. Let me look at it. Let me look at this. 68 is still available. Yeah.
Right, so that's how it works, guys. And if we do it tomorrow, you guys have one more night. Maybe your buddy might be interested. Maybe you
what's
get paid on Friday.
What's this by formula? What do you think that does?
I'm not the greatest IT guy. If it was me, I'd probably break it.
Oh, yes. No. Oh, we don't want that. What's random digits? What is that? No, we don't want that. We just want random number, 1 through 100. There we go. Is it still on? Can you see it?
I can see it. Yeah, it's still on.
Here we go. Another practice run. And the winner for the practice run, number 27. Wait a minute. That's Juan Marichal. Guys. Hold on. That might be me. 27.
Brandon.
No, Brandon. I didn't take that. Brandon. Okay. I don't know who that is. Okay. I thought I had 27. I took 26. Very good. Very good. All right.
All right. So you guys know about this. Here's the thing. You guys, we had a great road trip, but you got to remember, except for the Dodgers over 500, all these teams are below 500. So we got to take full advantage of the situation. Like I said, 12 games. I mean, maybe 7-5 is not enough, Dan.
Oh, Brandon, I'm sorry. I was just doing he says, dang it, you just jinxed me. Yeah, it's like the odds of it coming back up again. Oh, man. I was just trying to show everybody what it looks like. So, because as people come in and out of the chat. So, when we do the real one, tomorrow night, we could just do it right at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Guys, right after the Giants game tomorrow night, 10 o'clock, I'm saying it'll probably be a 10 o'clock post game, 9:45 to 10 o'clock.
And
we got 19 more
to win. I mean, I think the chat knows everybody. If we know who you are, we'll try to get a hold of you some way. And then, Dan, is there a way where, say, a number comes up, can you put it maybe on Twitter? Hey, we had the drawing. The magic number was number 33, and
Yeah, I if there's a way
in case somebody maybe goes to the game tomorrow, forgets that the drawing's thrown out, just so people know, and then everybody knows, and we can try to help that person out.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see how we can do. I'd like to put it out on Twitter to actually try and get them sold.
Yeah.
I need to figure a way to get that done.
And remember, if you're on the chat, how do they get a hold of you, Dan, again?
NorCalSportsNetwork@gmail.com.
Perfect.
NorCalSportsNetwork@gmail.com. Or you can just call my office, which that number is right there, right below the secure money there, 623-825-3900. You could reach me there. And if you have a question or whatever, or if you want to get some help with any of your financial situation or need some life insurance, we just saw the case of this GoFundMe. They didn't have life insurance. Some of you younger guys that are starting up families, or maybe you're going to start a family, or maybe looking to maybe you're not even married yet and you're thinking about getting married, as you 5 years down the road. The younger you are, the cheaper it is. You can buy 20-year insurance, 30-year insurance. Get some term insurance. It's dirt cheap when you're in your 20s if you're healthy. I mean, you can get $20 a month, get several $100,000 of life insurance. I know times are tough out there right now, but
hey, Dan,
make sure you have something.
Steven Ortega on there, and he says, Dan and Lou, the Giants are going to the NLDS. Watch and see. This team is good.
I saw that one. Yeah.
Again, we're talking about, we just won. Yeah, we won on the road, but against teams in our division, we lost a game. We went 7-3 and we lost a game in the standings, guys. Remember that. Other teams are playing just as good as us and against better teams. As Dan does his picks, when we go on the road, we went to Washington. He was hoping. We were all hoping for a sweep, but we went 3-1. These teams that were going against us, Arizona went to Pittsburgh. They beat the stud. They won 2 games in Padres, 2 games in the 9th inning. Okay. Today, hey, I give it to the Giants. Great win. But now, especially the way the Giants are going, how is it going to be when we come back home? We have 12 games where, like I said, we got to at least go 7-5 at least, but we should probably go 8-4, 9-3. We're going against the worst team in the league, maybe ever, at home. How can we not think we can sweep them? I think, and the thing about the Braves are on a downfall now. We're beating them at the right time. So this will really tell us what type of team we have. We all talk about September. Those are all teams above 500. Here's our one golden opportunity. We don't play Colorado anymore. So let's, but the teams in front of us are all playing Colorado. The Mets just played Colorado. At Colorado, swept them. They now are going to get them in New York next week. San Diego and Arizona. They still have home and home against San Diego. So that's a big advantage, guys. St. Louis, before they play us to end the season, they go to Colorado, then they come to us. So, And again, I don't know where the White Sox are going after us. They're probably playing somebody.
Look, guys,
teams,
they still have September. It's nice right now. Enjoy it. And the Giants need to take advantage of this. Are they a good team, as Steven says, and going to the National League Division Series? I don't see them getting into the playoffs. But if they get into the playoffs, I think they could go to the championship series. And anything can happen. It depends on the matchups, who's healthy at the time. If they get into a 3-game series, they can win a 3-game series with Snell and Webb. And maybe it's Ray and Harrison combo, piggyback or whatever. I don't know. They get into a 5-game series. You can win that because Snell could pitch twice. And I don't care that Webb has seniority on the team, been here longer. Snell's the better pitcher. Snell's can shut you down. I mean, Webb can too, but he's more hittable. I'm going with Snell if I need a game 1 starter.
Dan, I personally think there's 3 steps. We've hit the first step. We are actually a game over 500.
Right.
All right. Step 2, we have not had a win streak more than 4 games the whole season. I think that's a big key. And number 3 is
right now you got a 2-game
win. Yeah. For the first time, we actually hit with runners in scoring position. So those are the 3 key ingredients. Even the announcers, Lopez kept saying, like, they're almost trying to jinx him, saying the Giants were 1-12 yesterday. They're 1-7 right now. They haven't had a big hit. And then, of course, boom, double down the right field line. I mean, everybody sees it. But you got to remember, when these games count, there's so much pressure on these guys. Like, if you go to that 9th inning before that double hit, that might have been one of the worst at-bats I've ever seen Chapman bat. Did you see when Chapman struck out?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys, you got to remember one thing. Ramos is not always going to be hitting homers and everything. You see what happens when he was out and when he went 0 for 4. Fitzgerald, it's not going to be like this the whole entire rest of the season. So we need guys like Conforto, Chapman, Yaz. And I know Dan doesn't like hearing this. I'm not a big fan of Yaz, but he's really carried us. He in the last 2-3 weeks has played great. But we need to win as a team. It doesn't do us any good if Fitzgerald has, in the next week, 5 homers and we still go 1-8 with runners in scoring position, because that means he's hitting solos. We need 2, 3, 4 run homers. We need grand slams. We need to put cricket numbers on the door, because our pitchers go out there and they think, oh, my God, we're not going to score. They feel like they have to pitch a shutout. It's one of those things. Our pitchers are going to try to keep us in the games. But as you saw, it's not always going to be like that. Yesterday, my God, that was the first time the rookie stud couldn't get out of the 2nd inning. You could tell his pitches were all over the place.
Right.
Harrison. Today, it was
you guys, they faced a young Washington team
that likes the slack.
Yeah, and they're not going anywhere right now.
Our pitchers are going against teams, not Detroit, but Detroit has good pitching. But like Atlanta still has some boppers on that team. So the Giants aren't going to be winning 1-0, 2-0.
Yeah, you're catching the Braves at the perfect time.
Perfect time, especially after Colorado.
Yeah, they're going to Colorado. They're going to possibly have their bullpen taxed, and they are hurting. They're missing a lot of guys. You better get a minimum of 2 against Atlanta. You should at home. Atlanta coming off of a tough homestand. They just got shellacked the last 2 games against Milwaukee. I think they might even got swept by them. I'm not sure what they did the other night.
That's our next big road trip. We have to go to Milwaukee. And I think they have the 2nd best home record in the league.
Yeah, you're going to have September's brutal, guys. But take advantage of it now in August. Put yourself in a position to be there to to control your destiny, your own destiny, because you're going to be going up against teams that you're going to have to catch in September.
And Dan, I wanted to bring up something I wanted to tell you yesterday because I noticed. Do you know that the best player on Arizona right now is Josh Bell? They got Josh Bell on the trade deadline for their 15th best prospect. Are you telling me the Giants couldn't get Josh Bell, a guy with power, switch hitter, for one of our prospects like in single A?
Yeah, I agree. Absolutely.
I mean, come on.
Mitchell and Ness makes a good point. I brought this up early in the show, Mitchell and Ness. This is when the Giants, they lose to a team they should beat. Don't be shocked if the Tigers come in here and take 2 or 3. I've seen it. What was season. It? Yeah, of the last few years. Was it last year or the year before? The Royals early in the season.
Oh, and they spanked us.
Yeah, and the Royals were awful. They were like a 90-plus loss team, and they were terrible. The Giants do this. They have a history of doing this. Look, this is kind of what 500 teams do. They flip-flop. I don't see the Giants all of a sudden going 7, 8, 9 games over 500. They could go 5 over because they were 6 under, and then they fall back to their means. This is a long way to go, guys. You're 59 and 58 right now, correct? So they played 117.
Yep.
They have 45 games left. 45 games left. They've won 59. Just to get to 85 wins, you've got to win 26. That's not enough.
19.
26 and 19. They got to play, and that's not going to get you into the playoffs this year at 85. I don't think so. I'm going to say last year it was 84. I would venture to guess this year it's going to be 86, maybe 87. One of those two. I think that's the third wild card's going to take 86 to get you in, maybe 87. And if you get to 86, that means you've got to go, what are they, Lou, 59 and 58?
Yes, sir.
So they would have to win to 27 games and go 27 and what? My math, 27 and 18. Is that right?
Yeah.
27 and 18. They could do it. I mean, teams do it all the time. I'm not saying it's impossible. I think they fall a little short. I still think they're going to be right around that 500 mark because I think as their pitching tires, I think Birdsong and Harrison you're relying on in September is going to be tough. And you're going to need reinforcements. And I think it's going to be tough. But I have them. I do have them being over 500 as they enter September. I do think. I think this month we looked at the schedule last night. We saw that you've got 3 with Detroit coming in, and then you got Atlanta, then you go to Oakland, and you come back home. You got 3 with Chicago.
They have to sweep Chicago, I think.
They should.
A loss against Chicago at home, the White Sox, is like 2 losses. It's an opportunity. And MF, yes, it's one of the best pitching matchups of the season. It's Chris Sale against Snell on Monday.
Yeah, and then Thursday, right now, it's tracking for Logan Webb and Max Fried. So that should be pretty good. So we'll see where this thing takes us. But it should be an interesting run. Giants got to make August. You know what the Giants need to do, in my opinion? How many games they got left in August?
12. What is it, 18?
Let me look here. Let me pull up the schedule. Schedule. Okay. So they've got 3 in Detroit, 4 in Atlanta. That's 7. 2 in Oakland. That's 9. 3 the White Sox, 12. 3 in Seattle. That's 15. 3 in Milwaukee. That's 18, 2. 20 games. Okay? 20 games. Let's take a look at this. I'm looking at it right here on my phone, but I could pull it up here, but I'd have to go to the screen and pull it. But
I got it in front of me myself.
All right. You know what? Let's do this. Let's just do this for everybody. SF Giants schedule. Let's pull up the printable schedule. Here we go. All right. Now I got to pull share. Okay. You guys see that? Let's just focus in on August.
Perfect. Dead perfect, Dan.
Okay. So I'm going to just do this game by game. Kind of early to figure it out and guess based on. But I think where was Detroit today? Did they play today?
They're up in Seattle.
Okay. So they already played today, beat Seattle, right?
It's late. They're up 3-1. They've only given up against, now I know Seattle's not the greatest hitting team, but at Seattle, they've only given up in 3 games 4 runs.
Okay. Hold on one sec, Lou. I'll be right back. I got to eat something. I haven't eaten. I just realized I skipped dinner and I'm getting stomach cramps. I got to grab.
No problem. Hey, I keep reading everyone's chats. Is it our? Good point. Runners in scoring position, I think, is the biggest key to the Giants' success. What do you guys think? Is that the key to the Giants? Runners in scoring position, or is it Doval? I mean, obviously we're getting great starting pitching, but it doesn't matter when you can't hit. You know, I want to know from the chat, is it runners in scoring position? Or what are you guys worried about? You know, here's the August schedule. We're going to go over it. What is your biggest problem, do you think? Is Doval a question mark? Is it our bullpen? Is it our runners in scoring position? Or are we fine? You know? I mean, Conforto, we all know he's very streaky. You know? Chapman, very streaky, but are they going to be able to do this for 3 weeks? That's the big key. You know? Yeah, runner score position. I watched Major League Baseball Network. We're dead last. We have a worse average in runners scoring position than the Chicago White Sox. That's pretty bad. All right, Kitchen Handy, you think Bailey's hitting the ball good enough? I'm a little bit worried about Bailey. Remember, you know, he's been playing a lot, you know, these games. I mean, he's hitting, he's just not hitting like he should right hand. Joe, you're correct. The Solar reunion, that should be very fascinating seeing Solar bat against us on Monday. Yeah, MF, I think Bailey's getting very tired. I'm surprised they're still not giving him a couple days off. You know, but Bailey looks gassed, and, you know, it's both ways. Right hand, left hand. He's not even fouling the balls off. He's swinging at pitches like he can't even see him coming in. I'm really worried about Bailey. Also today, there were a couple steal attempts. His throws were horrendous. Now, again, it was a tough day in Washington. The weather had something to do with it, but, you know, it's pretty tough, you know. MF, we all know about Joey Bart. Yeah, he's, you know, and what's funny is they have a better record. No, right now we have a better record than them, but Joey's doing a great job. Number 1, timely hitting and bullpen. Yeah, you know, it's so funny about the Giants bullpen. I'm a little surprised we still haven't tried Hicks as a closer. I'm just not sure if he's capable, because you got to be a different type of pitcher. You know, I know Doval's having problems, but with Hicks being a closer, I don't know personally because I didn't follow him at St. Louis. I know he was a reliever, but I don't know if he was ever the closer. Dan, was he? Was Hicks ever the closer for St. Louis?
Yeah.
He was, okay.
At times.
At times. Because
Not
I
always.
was telling people, they're all, what are our biggest worries? And most of the people are saying timely hitting and bullpen.
Oh. Yeah, Doval right now, my goodness. Yeah. Well,
and the thing about Doval is we all said we could have an opportunity to trade him. This is not a one-time thing. He comes in.
Oh, you got.
I don't know if he just is losing confidence, but these balls that he's been giving up are right down the plate. I mean, they're right down the plate. It's like on a TV.
Look at that. Get your hand. I really wanted to see Soler hit the Coke bottle. Now I don't. That would be a blast. I was thinking about this, Lou, and Chad. I wonder what you guys think. Do you think Soler was not just that good on the team as a player, but I don't want to start any rumors or anything, but was he do you think he was some kind of a locker room distraction or maybe not fit in? Because a lot of people said he didn't look like he was that happy here. And I don't know the guy, excuse me. But I'm just wondering, they brought in Canna, who's, from the Bay Area, a veteran. I wonder if Soler just felt out of place being on the West Coast. He's always played, for the most part, he played with Kansas City, he played with Atlanta, he played with Miami. I'm trying to think who else he played with. Thought he someone else, but anyway.
Dan, I think two things. I think a lot of times in these contracts that these players sign, the incentives that we don't see as fans, he might have had a contract where if he would have hit 25 homers and say 90 RBIs, his contract, instead of a 1-year contract, automatically becomes 3 years. We just don't see that. But the other thing is, I saw on MLB Network, he had never lead off before. He never led off with Miami. He never led off with Atlanta. And as you know, being a leadoff hitter, it's not everybody can do it. The other thing is it could have been a dump of salary where, maybe he won't admit it, but Farhan goes, this guy, I don't want it for 2 more years. Maybe he's not what we thought.
That's what I think it was. I think it was more of a salary dump. Hey, Ben, good to see you.
Remember, he was probably the best Giant beside Ramos the last 3 weeks.
Right. Hey, Ben, let me say hello to Ben here. Ben's in the chat. I'm not sure if you were in. We did a big segment earlier, Ben, on the squares. We sold another, how many tonight, Lou?
8? Sold another 8.
Yeah, there's only 19 left, Ben, and we're going to draw tomorrow night. So make sure you get your money in if you want to get in. No, you didn't miss the drawing. No, we're going to do it tomorrow night. So we did sell more tonight. We kind of showed the cause and everything. So, yeah. But, guys, let's go over this schedule with August. I'm not going to break it down each game individually. I'm going to do it by series. I think they should win 2 of 3 with Detroit. Okay,
correct.
But I'm gonna shock people and tell you that they lose 2 of 3. I don't want to be it's just I've seen this team do this. I think tomorrow night, if they win tomorrow night, they'll win 2 of 3. But if tomorrow night's the key. Depends on how they come out. I've seen teams come back from an East Coast trip late, and they don't play well the first night.
And Dan, that game today, remember, started at 9 in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It did not end until 2:20. So you're talking about a 5.5-hour game.
Right, didn't end until 5:30 there.
It's a 5-hour flight. They're probably not, they're probably getting home tonight.
Midnight.
Who knows? Maybe they're home, but they're exhausted and they're on the East Coast. I agree. I think tomorrow's another big game.
That's they're probably a 5-hour flight. Yeah, if they left They probably left there at 7, roughly. The game ended at what, 5:20?
Yeah, 5:20.
They probably get out of there about 7:30, couple hours, maybe at the earliest, probably 7:30, maybe 8. So let's say they left there 7:30. Let's say they left there at 8, which is 5 here. They're probably just about landing. Real
And
close
then, Dan,
to
do
landing.
they still do you think they flew Robbie Ray out this morning so he could get back in case something happens? They weren't going to use him. You remember how they used to take the starting pitcher?
I always do that. I remember that. I would do that. Yeah, I don't know if they did or not. What are we seeing? Matos to AA. Sincola might be in AAA. Are we seeing? Did somebody say Matos to AA?
Yeah, Joe Schmo just put it. I didn't hear anything about it.
I don't know if he's making a statement or just if that's a fact. I don't know.
Let's see if it's transactions.
But and then when Atlanta comes in, I think they split with Atlanta. I think they split with the A's. I think they could sweep the White Sox at home.
They have to.
So they lose 2 or 3 to Detroit. They split with Atlanta. They split with Oakland. They sweep the White Sox. They're 1 game over 500. They go up to Seattle.
Great pitching, just can't hit.
It is the final 20 games. It's not going to be as easy as it appears because the Giants aren't a juggernaut. Okay, they're not a juggernaut team. So remember, they're streaky. Matt Chapman's streaky. They're winning games right now because Chapman's hitting, and so are a few other guys.
Conforto, yeah.
Yeah. But if Chapman slows down a little bit, and if the league figures out Fitzgerald at some point, I don't know. I mean, baseball's such a crazy game. I mean, I still think they finished the month a little bit over 500, and then they make a run for it, and it's going to be tough when we look at September, but we'll just have to play it by ear and watch it as it happens, as it unfolds. Well, I don't know, Lou. I don't know. I don't like the whole idea of Marco Luciano not batting. I don't know when you're going to give him at bats. Did my battery just go dead on my phone? You know what? Let me go plug this in real quick.
No problem. Guys, I think it's very important we take care of business at home. Because I know at the end of the month, when we go to Seattle has the best pitching in the American League. So that's not going to be easy. And then we go to Milwaukee. Milwaukee's got the second best home record. They're a completely different team. They're trying to win their division. And then, we come home for Miami. Miami, they still, even though they got rid of a bunch of players, they still have good pitching. That's our biggest problem. It's not, when we go against the biggest problem with the Giants is when we go against these pitchers that we've never seen before. It's the most amazing thing. We'll go against a pitcher who's 1-5 with an ERA of 10, but against us, he looks like Cy Young. And we usually get like 4 or 5 hits, maybe 1 run, and we lose 3-1. So I don't know what it is, but the last 5 years, I've never seen anything like it. Every time we go against a pitcher we've never seen before, we struggle. So, yeah, the handyman, Mr. Kitchen, 30-0. I like it. I like what you're thinking. Are you related to Robert? No, I'm kidding. We just got to remember, the whole season, they've never won more than 4 games. I think tomorrow night's a big game, but we're going at the end of the month against great pitching. Great pitching. We've said the last 3 weeks, guys, especially Robert, with our pitching, we might have the best pitching in baseball. Okay, well, the teams we're going to be playing on the road have just as good pitching. So, we need to start hitting in key situations, because when we go on the road against great pitchers, we're going to be lucky to score 2 or 3 runs.
Right.
It's a big key.
That's about what I see, Mark, too. Right around there, 11, 9, 12, and 8.
Which is great, because then we wind up the month 3 over.
Right.
Into September.
If you go 12 and 8, you'll end up 5 over.
5.
That's where they need to be.
Yeah. We just can't go the other way.
Yeah. They need to be 12 and 8 to get.
And Dan, the funny part is on the schedule, the Giants' reputation is when we go against pitchers we've never seen before, which we will do against the White Sox, which we'll do against the Marlins, which we are going to do in Seattle. We all struggle. I mean, it's like they're like Cy Young.
They got by that guy today.
The year of 20, and they still shut us down.
They got by that guy today, but that was his own doing because he didn't throw it over the plate. Had he, they weren't really hitting him. He was just walking guys. That guy was so wild. And, coming into the game, he'd only walked like 13 guys. He was actually had pretty decent control. Something today, man, how about that called strike on?
Yeah, that was brutal. And that was in the first inning.
I mean, I usually go crazy listening to Dave Fleming complain about called strikes.
He's been doing it all season.
All season. And we saw one, was it today or yesterday? It was so low. I think it was today. They called it a strike against Washington, and he didn't say anything. Like, what a horrible call. The other team's announcers do. Yeah. They all, as I listen to them, they go, oh, what a terrible call. I hear, but Fleming, man, but I put out a tweet on that and said, I don't blame him for actually, this time he has reason to complain based on the circumstances. Bases were loaded. Yeah. And it was a 0-0 game at the time. He ended up walking, the next guy or
no, they were up 1-0, I think, when it happened.
I'm not sure if it was up 1-0 or
yeah.
But that guy was. Dan, you can't give that a strike when the guy's never been around the plate. He was so wild, and then he
didn't earn it. No, I agree.
He didn't earn it.
What's weird is yesterday, if you remember, even the announcers were saying we scored 2 or 3 runs, and we didn't even hit the ball out of the infield.
Yes, right.
So
maybe things are turning.
Maybe at the time is turning where we're starting to get the breaks. But yesterday, we scored 2 runs. 2 were infield singles. 1 was a check swing, and then 1 literally got past the third baseman. That was it. Nothing was even solid. We even talked about it last night.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Mark Graves just pointed out, they got Canna out, then they walked the next batter.
I like he's playing great ball. I'm glad they bought him up, and he should stay.
Who, this Encarnacion?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's okay.
He's making solid contact, and he's playing good
he looks okay. Hey, that's one of Farhan's finds. We'll give him credit for now. I don't think, to me, the guy doesn't look like he will hit much. He'll get a hold of some and give it a ride, but he looks like a guy that if I'm getting that guy, I'm pitching him up, tighten in, getting ahead of the count, and then I'm throwing him a slider off the plate. Whether it be a slider or a slurve, the guy chases pitches that if it looks like it starts in the middle, he's swinging.
Yeah.
With 2 strikes. It don't matter where the break is. He's swinging. And he has had some of the worst swings and misses that I've seen in 50 years. The guy is like not even close to the ball. I would not throw that dude a strike with 2 strikes. I mean, you got to come in at some point, but you got to, work the corners on him, get 2 strikes, and then make him chase. That's what I see from him. But I think if he gets ahead of the, all of hitting is about count leverage. You get Dan,
you get 2-0. The manager get thrown out one before the first at bat, and then 1 in the first inning on this road trip. He's finally, trying to help get upset and get the team fired up. It's unbelievable.
Was
Both
today
about strike calls too.
today you could hear you could hear him talking. There was no one there in the stands. You could hear him. What
Yeah.
every word he said, it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Joe Schmo says Matos is in AA. Is that what you're seeing on the transactions?
No, they didn't have it up there. I just was wondering. All they had was, I kept wondering why Bailey, he's starting to run out of gas, why he's not having a day off, but Kurt Casale is on paternity leave.
Right. They started Jackson Reitz yesterday.
I mean, he must have done a great job. I didn't even know.
I think I'm trying to remember what he did yet. He might have got a hit, or I know he was on base. I don't remember how, but that was yesterday. Yeah, G. Martinez says, I'm glad Melvin lost. It should have. Yeah, I heard him saying, why'd you didn't have to throw me out. That's BS. You didn't have to throw me out. I didn't hear you. How am I supposed to hear you?
Yeah, but you're not even allowed to even question strike calls anymore. It's sort of minor league.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys should be able to go back and look at that call and,
in the first inning.
Terrible. Bases loaded. I mean, under the circumstances, that's probably the worst called strike I've seen in a long time. Because, number one, the guy had been walking guys. He was way wild.
All over the place.
And then he throws it. The catcher reaches out over into the left-handed batter's box.
It was 3 ball lengths outside of the box and 2 ball lengths above it.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
It wasn't even close.
Yeah, and then I'm like, no way.
Yeah.
And then just, you don't do San Diego. Wow. Philip Coppola says San Diego 14-2 in the last 16 games. Hey, look out for the Padres. I'm telling you guys this. I told you at the deadline when they made the trades that they did, they're going to be the team to beat. They may overtake the Dodgers. You know what?
Dan, I listened to you that night. Remember what you said? Take the Padres. They're 25-1 to win the National League, 40-1 to win the World Series. Yep. Get it now. You kept going, all right, guys, what's the odds? What's the odds?
That's right.
I got a little of that because it made sense. What they did is they made their bullpen now. The Padres are doing so well. You have 2 stud pitchers, but they are like the nasty boys of the Cincinnati Reds now. You get to the 6th inning, you have somebody pitching the 6th, 7th, 8th, and you have a closer.
Yeah. Look at this comment. JR500 says, I'm worse than Fleming. I think he meant Fleming. Complaining about the call worse than he is. Oh, no, I'm just saying it was a bad call. I'm actually defending Dave Fleming on this one. Normally I get on Dave, but I'm defending Dave Fleming. And by the way, Dave Fleming is a friend of NorCal Sports Network. I just can't find it. Where did it go? What happened to Fleming?
He's a homer. He's a Stanford homer.
Oh, we didn't lose that, did we? Maybe it's not up here. Maybe it's on the NorCal Sports shorts. Oh, what a bummer. I had it up here. I used to have it in here. What happened to Fleming? He says, listen to NorCal Sports Network.
Yeah, I remember that.
Ah. We may have to find that again. Okay. Well, we'll pull that up. But what's the chat having to say here? They need to play Luciano. Yeah. I'm liking the Padres. Here's what I think happens. I think the Padres. I think it's the Padres, Diamondbacks. I could see the Dodgers finishing in 3rd place too.
How crazy would that be?
That would be nuts. Their pitching's horrible, and they're hurt. And with the Diamondbacks pitching getting better, I mean, they got Rodriguez pitch finally, and then Montgomery pitched well tonight. In fact, let's go check out the scoreboard there. Let me look and see what's going on in that game. I'll update you guys right now. It's where'd it go? Oh, Phillies won 6-4. So the Giants actually pick up a full game today on Arizona. So they're what, 4 back of Arizona now? 4.5? Let me look at the standings and see what they are. Arizona is now in second, in behind the Padres. Giants are 4.5 behind the Diamondbacks. 4.5. So they were 5.5. So they're 4.5 behind the D-backs, 5.5 behind the Padres, 3 behind the Mets, and they're only 2.5 behind Atlanta. So,
and then just so you know, Dan, the Padres since the trade deadline were at Cleveland, at Washington, at Baltimore. We're at home for the Dodgers, at home against Colorado, at Pittsburgh. And they lost 2 games. That's it. So now they go to Miami for 3. Then they come home for Pittsburgh. Then they go to Colorado, and they have Minnesota, the Mets, and St. Louis at home.
Yeah. Hey, what do you think? Do you think the third wild card, interestingly, is...
Yeah, Joe Schmo, David B. Fleming. Yeah, we all know that.
Third wild card, good for sports? Good for the game?
Not when you can't get in the third wild card.
Does Ned think the third wild card is good or bad for the league?
I think it's great. I think that the more teams that get a chance, the better. And I'll look at it a little bit deeper.
What do you?
Does Ned think the third wild card is good or bad for the league?
I think it's great. I think that the more teams that get a chance, the better. And I'll look at it a little bit deeper too, Eric. The 1994 World Series was lost in part because of trying to have parity in the league, and there needed to be revenue sharing. There needed to be a luxury tax, no cap, but they needed to bring some parity to the league. But as you look at the game today, the expanse from the lowest payroll teams to the highest payroll teams has probably never been greater last 5 years.
Does Ned think All right, so let me pull up something else here. I want to show you guys. Where is that? That's an old one, guys. Oh, we got a lot of shorts on here. What happened to our
Joe Schmo? Are you a Stanford alumni? Formerly of the Pac-12, now the ACC. Since you said go Stanford trees.
Hi, everybody. It's Dave Fleming with the Giants. We're here in beautiful Scottsdale. Just want to encourage you to check out Dan on the NorCal Sports Network. It's worth your time.
All right, everybody.
Hi, everybody. It's Dave Fleming with the Giants. We're here in beautiful.
There you go. Dave Fleming, guys. Look at that. Dave Fleming.
Adi, you did not miss the wheel spin. It's going to be tomorrow night, but we sold more squares.
Hey, look, we got another shout out here, guys. Should we hear another shout out to NorCal Sports?
Sure.
Hey, this is Sergio Romo. Listen in on to Dan on the NorCal Sports Network.
Nice beard.
There we go. Sergio Romo, man. They're all coming. Where are all these guys coming from, Lou?
Fans. Fans of NCSN.
Fans of NC. Hey, look at guys. See, people think I don't like Logan Webb because I thought they should trade him, but I love Logan Webb. But I just thought they could get a lot for him.
Hey, it's Logan Webb. Listen to Dan on NorCal Sports Network. Light the beam, baby.
There we go. Look at them all. I don't know, Lou. What's my this is when I was that's one of my favorites there from Webb and Fleming. But I think my favorite, you know what my favorite promo, my favorite shout out was? You know what my favorite shout out was, Lou?
I'm trying to think who it was.
I'm going to play it for everybody. Even though it wasn't for NorCal, it was when I was working over at the Krug show.
In the bleachers?
No. You guys
Okay.
ready for this one? If you love national baseball on the national baseball scene, here it is.
Oh, yeah, there you go, Daddy-O.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are you today? Christopher Russo here to tell you when I'm in town and I want to listen, I listen to him, Dan, and I listen to Larry Kruger. Krug and Dan, my ear set. You got it right here. You heard it from the Mad Dog.
Oh, he's the best.
Oh, yeah. You got to love Mad Dog, man.
One of the biggest Giant fans ever.
Yes. I love me some Mad Dog.
And Dan, one of the best things he ever did, if you get a chance on YouTube,
you
could look it up. When the Giants won the World Series, how crazy he gets on his show, and he talks about why he is a Giants fan.
Yeah.
And what happened. I mean, he's a guy that just, his dad took him. He ran into some superstars of the Giants and, the love for the game. And it was pretty amazing.
Yep. Mark Graves says, the Matos laugh. You ask for it, you get it.
Hey, this is Luis Matos.
His line. He forgot his line. I told him, Luis, give me a shout out here to Larry, Dan, and Ryan. This is when we were all doing the Krug show. And then he totally forgot. It's pretty.
Hey, this is Luis Matos.
That was down here at the Arizona Fall League. I actually interviewed him there, right there. And man, I may have to play some interviews sometime for some of the newer people. Some of the newer people who are joining the channel. We got a lot of stuff. I used to be in the clubhouse, guys, with the Giants. So this was, and I got some excellent interviews with the guys. And oh, that's right, Mark was there. I was sitting in the. We were at an Arizona Fall League game down in Surprise, Arizona, where the Dodgers, or Glendale, where the Dodgers White Sox spring training home. So Mark and I ran into Mark out there. I was just sitting with him for a while. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to go down and catch Matos after the game. And I just interviewed him right there between the netting. And
awesome.
He's a good guy. You know what Luis Matos did for me this year at the I've got it on my phone. We did a short, but it didn't come out as good because you can't see the expressions. But Carlo P, who's in the chat a lot, friend of the show, he came down from Utah. I believe he's in Utah for a spring training game. And it was his son's birthday. Did you guys happen to catch that at all? Anybody see that? That was really cool. So I went up to the Giants dugout, and because I know Luis, I asked him if he would sign a ball for Carlo P's son. And I got it on here. I'll play it here. Let me just find it as I scroll through. I'm not exactly sure where it is. Oh, here it is. Okay. camera got a little cut off here, so you'll have to. You don't get to see it all, the expressions, but here we go. This was at spring training game this year. Oops, what happened? Hold on. Let me go back. It went. Are you seeing the screen right there?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, back here, NorCal Sports Network out at Surprise Stadium with Carlo P. down here from Salt Lake City.
Yes, we're here.
And
Enjoying the weather.
Enjoying the weather. And
Will right here.
we got Will right here. Hey, Will. How old are you today? 11. Will's 11th birthday. We got a surprise for Will right here. Gonna open up the glove here.
Oh, what do we got here?
We got a signed ball. Happy birthday. 11th birthday to Will. Look at that. Signed by Luis Matos. Happy birthday from Luis Matos.
Wow. Say thank you.
Oh, that's awesome, Will. There it is.
All right. Hopefully that music in the background, they don't pick that up. But that was the short. I don't know why it didn't come out the way it did. On my phone, it's got his expression, which was priceless. He was just like shocked that got a ball signed. So Luis Matos, good dude. I'll always like Matos. He's got a fun personality, and the guy can play. He was player of the week, and they just, he went into a tailspin. I think they've messed with his head so much, Lou, and they're doing the same thing to Luciano now. I don't know what the heck is the issue. All of Farhan's guys that he didn't draft, Bart, Luciano, Matos, he did it to Ramos too. He was not even playing Ramos. It's like he was okay, Philip, 2 squares. Let me go grab my phone here and see if you can. I'll send you my Venmo, my email. Email me NorCalSportsNetwork@gmail. I'll be right back, Lou. I gotta go grab my phone. I was charging it.
All right. Down to lucky 17 after Phil's 2 squares. Mr. Gunn, Elston Gunn. I've been hearing rumors that Lopez might not be with the Giants anymore next year. I don't know if you saw, but he was on the Fox Game of the Week. He's been working every other station beside Comcast Bay Area. So he might be getting snagged. But I agree. He's a little vanilla. It's hard to be an announcer. Trust me. We talk about Mr. Fleming. His 2 greatest calls, his voice cracked. What are you going to do? You get caught in the moment.
Yeah. Somebody said they wanted to PayPal me. I think it was Ben, because he's having problems in the
Venmo.
Yeah. So you can PayPal me. I don't know. Do they have like that QR code you can send out?
And remember, you got to do the business account, not so you don't pay the extra $1.95.
Hold on here. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you can PayPal me at Dan Cochimilio. Dan Cochimilio at Dan Cochimilio. That's my PayPal. And you will see me. Oh, wait a minute. I can scan my QR code. How do I do that? How can I email you, Ben? There's more than one Dan Cochimilio out there, but probably not one wearing an orange Giant shirt with a Giants hat on. Okay. That's my profile pic. and logs from my log cabin behind me. So that's me. NorCal Sports Network at Gmail, Ben. NorCal Sports Network at gmail.com. Again, NorCal Sports Network, no spaces, at gmail.com. Just email me there. You can PayPal me, get your squares, and that should about wrap us up tonight. We're going to keep to our under 2 hours here, and we will see you guys tomorrow night, everybody.
Dan, remember, tell everyone again, the spin is tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll do it right away once we get on.
Yeah, we're going to do it early on, guys. You want to get the squares, get them now. We'll spin until we get a winner. So if we don't finish them all up, we'll just do that. So we got 19 squares left.
No, you just got 2, right?
Somebody said they wanted 2 in the chat, but I don't see any.
We still got 19.
I don't see.
And then, Dan, is there a way where you can upgrade the squares of the ones we have left over? Like
yeah, they'll be typed in tomorrow. They'll be for sure. Oh wait, we got one more. Number 13 is taken now from Kelly.
Thanks, Kelly.
That is Cliff's significant other.
So we have 18 left.
So 13. 13. That one. 13. They got 13, 72, and 73. Kelly paid another 15. So thank you to Kelly out there. And Cliff. Philip says, me, Dan. Let's see. Okay. Just get me just send the money to either my Venmo. Sent mail, Dan. Ben, hold on. Okay, Philip. Okay, let me send him my PayPal. Hold on here. Let me do this. Let me take a picture of my PayPal. I think I can. How can I do that? Scan or just show yourself? Okay, I'll do that. Okay, Ben, I'm sending you an email of my PayPal, the QR code, and you could just send it there. Philip needs my Venmo, I believe. Hold on. Okay, let me send him my Venmo, and we will get this thing going here. Oop. Hold on, I hit the wrong one. All right, Ben, I'm going to send you, or Philip, I'm sending you I'm sending it out to you, Ben, or Philip. Philip, I'm going to send you right now as I'm closing the show out. I will send you the Venmo, and you can send the money there. I want to thank everybody for joining once again. Giants come back home tomorrow night to face the Detroit Tigers. We will be here right after the game, and we are going to do the drawing for 4 tickets and batting practice for next week, Wednesday night, August 14th against the Atlanta Braves. So make sure you're here right at the beginning of the show. All right, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night. Again, thank you so much for joining the show. NorCal Sports Network. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. We really appreciate it, everybody. Have a good night.